channel. Of course you know who I am, and we're on Zenx World once again. I don't know what that is. Okay, anyway, today's video is celebrating... Just died for a second. We're going to be celebrating 1 year on Zenx World. So I'm going to be showing like some of the past stuff. We're really going to just be going through the worlds to see what the difference is between everything. So of course we have the 1 year celebration here. This is what we're going to be doing. We're celebrating here. So right now I think it's time for a tour. So of course, let's start where everyone spawns in when they first join the world. Everyone will spawn by the Big O farm. Right over here, and this is where we had our cocoa beans. Well, it's where we have it now. And we're working on putting a road around it, but we're trying to make sure that this area stays the same. So we're putting terrain up. And this is going to be the new main street. We're going to be putting stuff here, but I have no idea what we're going to be putting here yet. We're still deciding on that. Future episode, maybe. Here's Gordo's house. And Gordo might not even be on this world anymore because he lost all his canon lives. And if you don't know, there's a rule now saying that if you lose all your canon lives, you'll get kicked off the world for being lazy. And of course, right next to the spawn is the Big O farm. We did do a little bit of work over the few months, but at like the beginning of the year, we didn't do anything whatsoever. And then we started adding some crops in here. So across the street, we do have a divider, but across the street we have the palace, which right now is called Likington Palace, because the monarch right now is Lykia. But he's, of course, going to go by a different name, but if you want, you can call him King Lykia II. That's because he reigned once before that. So this is his second reign. So, of course, when you exit through the palace, which has the beacon, which, let me just show you this. We have the throne room right over here. We're currently working on this. We have the monarch's bedroom, and this has been the place of so many monarchs, because some of the monarchs have abdicated over the years, and we only had like one monarch death, which is kind of surprising. But of course, all the ones that abdicated are now, their canon character is dead. So here are the stairs. This just goes down to the basement so we can get to the beacon a little bit quicker. And then of course across from that is the banquet hall. And then just a little bit over by the stairs is the Prince of Delta's room. And if it's a female, then it would be the Princess of Delta. So the heir to the throne will pretty much sleep in here if they want to. Of course, the banquet hall has another door over here, kind of a big room, and then we have the monarch's office. And currently we're working on the second floor. We're going to be trying to fix that up, trying to get some bedrooms in here. This is going to be for like 5 people. So there's going to be like 5 people living up here. So yeah. And of course there's Beacon, which is the lobby. And then of course across the street will be Noah's house. Of course, you guys might remember this from the Villain movie 2. And this actually used to be someone else's house. This was someone named Burrito. He used to own this house, but then we kicked him off the world. Because one, he's a little bit too clingy. And he's needy too. So of course, this is Noah's house. I think that was the horse that he adopted from Nessa. This is pretty much his personal residence. And of course, we did work on this a little bit. We made a system so you can go down to the basement. In the Build-In movie 2, it used to be right here, and then we overhauled it a little bit. So right here is the basement. Not gonna go through much detail because this is his personal stuff. We have blue egg as a diamond. We have butter as gold. Okay, blood is redstone. Okay, cheese apple for golden apple, and money and grated cheese. Okay, that's the most cursed things I ever seen. And of course, we're redoing the road. Oh, and I don't think any of you seen this yet. The road actually goes down here. And then it goes over here, and we're planning to add a bridge so we can get over to those areas over there. And also, some of the pillars to the sky base are going to get demolished because they're useless. We're not going to use the sky base that much. I'll probably have it where I can just live up there if I wanted to. And of course, next to the palace is a little garden that Noah made. This garden was made like during the reign of Nessa the First. We didn't do much videos with Nessa's reign. Probably from like September. Probably from like for the entirety of October until the 29th. So probably for like a whole like 36 days. For probably like the entirety, almost the entirety of October. So probably like 29, probably like late September to October 29th. That's how long Nessa reigned for. So she reigned for 70 years. So, yeah. And then we have a balloon that Noah made, which I get confused by that every day. And of course, I forgot to mention about the sanctuary that Noah made. Noah made this for the sniffer. And we have a little chicken in here. There's also another one named Chicken Nugget. I think it's spelled wrong. Yeah, it is. So, yeah. We're not going to go much on the sky base because there hasn't been much since like for so long. So right here's the farm. It has been rebuilt once again. And Moon is actually one of the best people who actually organized this stuff. Thanks, Moon. And he actually added a melon farm and a pumpkin farm and a beetroot farm. And the farm pretty much stays the same. Like the honey farm is pretty much the same. I think Moon came over and like filled it up with more hives. And some of the signs are still here, like honey, I'm home farm, or fire crop. And then there's some sniffer signs because before the mob boat thing, Noah was just advertising the sniffer. And of course there's a bed. And right across the street used to be Lykia's house, but right now it's just a bunch of junk. And I think we're gonna actually put a park here. Like we're gonna probably put the memorial for many people who died. We're not gonna put a cemetery, but we're gonna probably put a memorial for like people who died in the real world. Or we might just turn it into an actual park. Oh, and by the way, this video is gonna be very, very long. So if you want to skip ahead to any parts of the video, I will have chapters on, so you can see what world we're on, or what part of the world we're on. So, yeah. So, let's move on. Of course, you know the park. We have Little Moo. Little Moo has been with us for a while, even though his house did get a little bit damaged. And Little Moo's not really little anymore. And he got a potato. Yeah, his house did get blown up a few times. Well, probably by a few, I mean like not just once, and we never replaced it because we lost the blocks. Right across is all the animals, and I think Sally is probably one of the oldest animals. You've been around for almost the entirety of this world existence, like 96% of it. So almost gonna say it. Happy birthday, Sally. This is my horse, and of course we have the pig Lambos. I think we lost the X. We lost the Model X. Oh, Tub Washington was advertising out of the blue. And of course we haven't fixed up this. Right here is gonna be like the mob infecting area, like the mob hospital or something. This is where we're gonna like put the infected zombies, and it's where we're gonna send the villagers. This is gonna be like the central hub for all the villager transportation. And it's currently a work in progress. We're still working on it. We just ran out of wood, even though we have like those trees there, and some of them are cutting into the sidewalk. Right here is the government building, and this is something that Warm made. He did work a little bit in the time lapse on the Big O farm, but some parts of the Big O farm was demolished. So yeah, and we made it, and he made it just look wonderful. I think I did the inside, and he did the outside. And we just had it here ever since. The windows did shatter a few times. And I think this is either Jamie's dog Jamie doesn't play on this world, or it's probably someone else's dog that we didn't log. We didn't like record their data or something. Like we didn't record their character. So it's kind of hard. And we got this lodestone too. And we're technically not the United Nations anymore because we decided to change our name. So this is the... Sorry, I was playing some games earlier, so my caps lock was on. The Skyster's Nations. And normally we have Jubilees here, but since Nessa's reign came to an end, we just decided not to put them up anymore. And of course, there's always junk. You'll always, whenever you're in this world, expect junk. We just throw stuff everywhere. And we got some mangrove trees too. But I don't really like the mangrove trees because they're just annoying. They're high up and they just all these leaves. And of course, this is Adrian's house. This is like his millionth house right here. Not really much to see. I don't know why people in this world make big houses. You look at me and I make a small house. Oh, and here's the time machine. We didn't really use this at all. We only used it in like I think episode 15, which is the episode I made when COVID was like very high up in there in cases. Like most people at my school had COVID. Heck, even some of my family members had COVID. Oh, good thing is that they recovered. So we just made like one video with the time machine, and then it really came to light when it was the villain movie. And I think Burrito helped with that. I think. Oh yeah, it was Burrito. Because he was one of the actors in it. And I pretty much just used another account and used my main account as a camera. I think that was a bus going by, but whatever. That's pretty much here. Oh, and here's the park. I think ever since Christmas, we've had the park here, and it's just been the same ever since. We never wanted to put any government buildings here ever since this park was added, because this tree is kind of important to us. Like, it would probably be hard to imagine what this world would look like if this tree wasn't here. And I think Noah added some of the benches, and of course there are some cats around here. I think most of the population's over there. Oh, and here's the sugarcane farm. It's been here like ever since, like the beginning maybe. Of course Adrian's house was here at some point. As you can see, there are some chests from him. And then we have the map that's been here like ever since the beginning. And then we have my house. I did remodel it like just once, and of course you don't look at the garbage, okay? We're just gonna go past that. Of course, you can say hi to my pets, my parrot, my dogs, the cats, and of course, all the time, this thing's filled up with junk. And of course, down here, this is where the villagers used to be. I think we only have like 2 villagers here right now. Some of them might be marked to death because they don't trade anymore. And you can see the rail of which we transferred the villagers. We might put some government like HQ stuff down here, but we're not going to put any government stuff up here. So over here, right next to this thing, this is the villain gravestones, and I think this is the rooted dirt. So we have the first villain, the second villain, and the third villain. And of course, a lot of villains have died between those. Like, a lot of villains died after this year. And I can probably assume some people, like, the third villain died during Lykia's the first reign. So yeah. And right over here is the new villager area, which we have had a government area. We had like a government palace or White House or something like right here. And then we transformed it into like a villager area, and then we never really touched it for a few months, and then we finally touched it, added beds, and then transported the villagers. I think Noah helped with that. And of course, since the villagers are more free, there are always a bunch of babies. And we also gave them a farm. And right over here, Noah and I are working on a new expansion. So we're not going to go much into the villager area. There is a llama named Maria, by the way. Yes, it's like Sally's distant cousin or something. Right here is Lykia's house. I'm not going to go much into it. There's not much in here. I think he mostly just spends most of his time at like Likington Palace or something. He doesn't really spend his time here much. And of course, there are some access points for the sky base. Right here is the villain's old base, and I think there's still some XP. And I actually like it with the vines. I probably won't even get rid of them. And I probably won't even get rid of this either. I think it's just going to stay under construction since the first villain died, of course. And we actually have a nice river. I might actually make it so that it blends in a little bit. So we'll probably do that for a future video. But right now, I guess we can look at the sky base, but I don't want to really get into depth with stuff, because I want to show like the history of the world. Some of the worlds I'm not going to really show because there's not much of difference. So yeah. And of course, all the sky-based properties have protection. So if it blows up, we'll cover it. If someone trespasses, it's going to be illegal. And of course, not a lot of people have paid their rent because I've been busy for like most of July. Like I had to help one of my family members. And then we had to like take 2 weeks off of ZW. But I tried to do at least as many Liberty videos too. And then I just got bored. So right here, I think this belongs to... Yeah, it belongs to Gordo and Adrian. And there's just a bunch of stuff. I'm not going to go into depth. This is it, Lykia's house. I think he made it during his reign. This is Moon's estate. I think this is the only place that Moon has, because I don't see much other places down there. Of course, you know, Lykia's place. This is my shop. This is where mostly everyone goes, because it's the exchange. And I have no idea what that is. This is the global spot where the ender chest will always be. And we got rid of some of the stuff. We're going to get rid of that platform over there. And we might even get rid of the platforms over here. And I forgot about Nessa's house. So Nessa's house, of course she was the monarch. But right now, it doesn't really have much in it. Nessington Park, named after her. We're gonna put a park there too. Oh, she actually has a window. So this is pretty much where she lives. And that's pretty much it. Oh, unless you... So, yeah. Of course, this used to be a prison cell, but we got rid of it and we just didn't want to replace the floor. We might at some point, probably by episode 30. This is the nether portal. And right here is my somewhat land ocean base, kinda. So this is where some stuff is. I normally keep all my storage there, but of course you always see storage scattered around the world. Right here is the conduit. And down here, we did this for episode 19. This is the villain's, like, ocean base. And the villain wasn't actually, like, he wasn't physically there, but he was mentally and, like, he was, he was there, but his character wasn't. It was just his voice. Because he was suffering from an illness at the time. And then he somehow just died from that illness. But of course, he always has clones. He always has clones so that way he can stay alive. But soon those clones are gonna die out. Some of the stuff is down here. We just stole some stuff from my house. And we never really changed this. We might actually change it at some point, but not right now. So that's pretty much it for the tour on this world, which is episode 29, I think, if I'm not mistaken. We're not going to do much. We're going to be quickly going through the worlds and seeing, like, the history. So I'm going to quickly get on to episode 28. So... Alright. Alright. So, we are now joining into episode 28. This episode significantly made the mob farm a little better, which we made the mob farm like 20 episodes before this episode came out. I'm going to be in creative mode for this, so that way that you guys can experience some of the stuff that changed. So this episode, oh wait, I forgot to show the mob farm in episode 20 in the other world, but it's okay. This is pretty much what it added. We added a bedroom area. We actually improved this, which it actually has a garbage disposal system. And of course, in the new world, in the other world, there's no ladder here. You have to go out there through this, which we actually have a staircase that goes up. So we exit through here, and you'll see a lot of difference. First of all, there is no second floor to the palace. There's no, like, main road here. I don't think the pillars have changed at all. Of course, the park wasn't there. Not really much has changed. Oh, of course we had the villagers here. So not a lot of things have changed in this. We did have some boats here, but of course Noah was putting boats down to see if the Wandering Trader would despawn, because he wanted to keep him. But apparently I just killed it because Wandering Traders always despawn under any condition. And this is pretty much what it looks like. Like, he did steal the beacon, so we had to, like, get it back from him, and then he just didn't get his armor back. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for this world. Time to import another one. I'm trying to see. I can't find 27. I don't think I did a world backup for that. Oh, and at some point during when the wild update came out, we had it where like we changed the name of the world and we added like the wild update stuff so that way we can explore the deep dark. But ever since that came out, we've never went from that world. So if we were to go to the original world, like the actual original one that we made, you would barely see anything. All right, so hold on. I hate the weather. All right. I think you can see somewhat of a difference. First of all, there is an infinite water source there, and there is a hole down there. Rain. All right, we'll just have to do it with the rain. And this right here, we were pretty much working on like a government palace or something. We did have this farm here, but you can see the storage was very unorganized. And this was pretty much what the state of the farm looked like for like so long. Of course, you don't see the expanded area. And of course, this is pretty much what the sky base looked like for like most of the time. There's the government building, and not a lot has changed in there. I can probably go inside and you'll... Oh, it was like his rain. That's kind of cool. This is the sugarcane farm. We had this in the world still. Noah hasn't even joined yet, so we pretty much just had it in here. And of course, there's a button in here to make you go down, and you would see this. And this is pretty much what it looked like until Noah came in and decided to model it. And his underground looks much better than it was originally. Here's the big O farm. You can see it looks like this. Ugly. Adrian's house pretty much stayed the same. We had this area which we actually cleaned up a little bit. I think this was also the world where we nope, we still have these Piccolombos. This was also the world where that wall was stone. I think you can see this was the world map right now. So this was probably at some point when I had to go help a family member. Burrito was like recently banned from the world. Gordo's house is still there. There's a random door. We got rid of this in the main world. The beacon's right here, and then it was stolen. And then when we got the beacon back, we started making the palace. We pretty much torn this down and got a new palace. And yeah, there's not a lot of beehives in here. No melon farm, no pumpkin farm, no beetroot farm. We did have mangrove trees though, which was nice at the time. So I think the villagers would be in here. Yeah, we were somewhat preparing them for transport, but we weren't really into it. I think this was at like some point before the wither fight, maybe, I think. Yeah, it was after the wither fight. You can definitely see a difference. We're not going to go into the mine. The mine pretty much has not changed at all. All right, next one. I'll do episode 24. Episode 25 is just like us going and getting. It's just us going to the Nether to get Wither Skulls. And I think I know why episode 27 wasn't exported. It was just me trying to get my stuff back. So this is where we actually have this. I don't think I ever got this pickaxe back. We made a new one. Yeah, so this is what the world looked like. The trees are not actually there, and we don't have the beacon, of course, because we never beat in the Wither. The sugarcane farm is, of course, still here. I don't know when I made that. This is when, by the time we were starting to work on the new road. Pretty much everything stayed the same. Oh, and of course, at this time, the third villain was still alive. This was still under construction. We still had beds in here. We had a double entry, by the way. And you can see that the park looked a little bit different. This area pretty much looked the exact same. I think we changed up this. Probably, I don't know. We probably kept it. Here's this area. Oh, and that right there, that is gone in the main world. We torn this down after a little bit. Yeah. And I think we're gonna skip a few and go to I think we're gonna go to like episode 22. So this is pretty much what the Big O farm looked like after this side was demolished. It still had this stuff. Gordo's house is still there. I think I can show you what the skeleton farm looked like before we remodeled it, because this is probably like the most. Oh yeah, we blocked it off for safety. Yeah, this is pretty much what it looked like. Which is probably the one thing that stayed around for most of the existence. Of course, this is still here. There's no beacon. Let's check on the government building. There's no Jubilees, so Lycia probably never reigned. Of course, the United Nations, and we never had buttons here. And of course, you can see this dog still. I think we filmed the villain movie too. So the villain movie 2 was probably like filmed within this, just without the destruction. I think at this point we were also working on the new farm. Alright, moving on. This is going to be a long video. I can already see it, like 30 minutes. I'll just get off of other stuff, so that way I don't lose much frames. Alright, next world. 22. This world was... Oh. It was... We made this export in April. Yeah, I think it was a good idea to do 22 since that was in April, and then 2 months later we did episode 24. And you can see that it's now Zenx World. It's not ZW Wild Update. Creative and weather cycle off. Oh wait, it's on invite only. That's fine. Alright. Let's get to it. Okay, ZW. Let's go. You're going to see a lot of difference in this one because it's over the span of 2 months. I'm kind of excited. I never knew what the world would look like. I like forget about so many of I forget about some episodes because I literally just forget about it. Of course, this oh wait, this was the episode we destroyed Lykia's house. Okay, so you see this is what it used to look like. Wait, this was Adrian's house. I forgot about that. And this is what the Big O farm used to look like. This was probably the episode that Adrian and Lykia were not allowed in the world, and then we were making a statue here. So the government building didn't exist. Burrito's house still existed, and I think he was still a member. Yeah, you can see we still have this. The second villain isn't dead, so he's still alive. Oh, the map was altered. We don't have a sky base, which is kind of good. I think this was the. I think that's probably one thing that we need to know of. I think that's why there's only 2 months between episodes. Oh, and also this dragon egg's not here anymore. The chests aren't here. There's probably only 2. And we didn't expand this yet. Creeper farm is still there. I think this is pretty much similar to what the world was like. Of course, there is a lot of other stuff that was destroyed. I think at this point we did have the president role, so... Oh, yeah. This is what it looked like. That was just our idea. This is what it used to look like. The glass. The glass. Oh, with the glass. Alright, so you can definitely see within the time span of 2 months, a lot has changed. We don't have that pillar. We cut off the Big O farm a little bit. I think the skeleton farm has managed to stay the same. And my internet went out. Perfect. What a wonderful day. It always goes out. Oh, and we have the Pigalambos. We have the X back. Alright, so let me check. What is episode 21? Oh, it's Skulls and Nether. Okay. Nice to see that it's the first thing on my Google search list. Alright, and that is... we filmed 2 videos in like 1 day. 21 was made on March 6th. The 20th episode was made on March 5th. Surprising. I think we had like spring break or something. That's probably why there was 2 videos. Alright, so I'm gonna do 20. Alright, we're gonna just have to deal with rain. I don't even care. Alright, so this was on March 5th. So probably during like spring break or something. So, here we are. Oh my. What happened here? Okay, I think this is probably the one state I did not want to see it. I think this was the episode that. Okay, this is old, like his old house. Here's the park. We don't have anything here. The villain didn't die at all. My house is still here. The time machine stayed right where it was. Like it stayed right where it was for the entirety of the time. Adrian's house is still here, and this is what the farm used to look like. I think at this point we got rid of the pillars because we knew we were going to demolish it. But who knows? That was a big mistake. Oh, and I think at this... Yeah, these are the current members. I think when we got the monarchy thing, or when we got the elections, we decided to put in a stage. So, yeah. And Burrito's house isn't here anymore. I think I mentioned that already. Here's a farm over here. Right here is where, like, his house is. I was so proud with that pumpkin farm, too. There's the creeper farm. I think some of the stuff has changed, has stayed the same. Wait, let's check out the villain base. I know we did a video on that, like, just an episode before that. Yeah, there's the dragon egg. I think we grabbed some of these sponges, too. I think that's pretty much it for the 20th episode. I think we should go a month back, episode 18. This is when we did the Big O farm. I think this is the Big O farm, and when I got copyrighted with Justin Bieber's ghost. So this is what the Big O farm looked like, and I guess it was good at the time, but not really. Yeah, you can see there's the pillars. Okay, this is pretty much the same. I think you can see there's a pathway. You can definitely see that the villain was still alive. We were already at the end at that point. We did have a bamboo farm. And there was also a bridge. I forgot about that. Let's see. Did the government building change at all? I don't think so. It definitely looked a lot better. I kind of want to leave it like... I kind of want to keep... I kind of want to get rid of the stage and just put that back. I do like that there's not that much stuff, but I think it's gonna be very weird seeing this world like this. I think you can definitely see that some areas are a little bit different. We did definitely change that. Like, it looks like we just decided to renovate the farm a little bit. The sugarcane farm is not here. It's right where Adrian's house used to be. And then you can see I hired some like lumber workers or something. I think this flag has stayed here ever since. This is where we filmed like, I think it was episode 12, which was when the villain made his first move. Oh, and you can see where I was working on like a skyscraper or something. And I think this is the episode, yeah, this is the episode that the villain's base does not exist. Okay. I think this is probably the state that I don't want to see it. Like anything before this is probably going to be like, I don't want to look at this. But we're going to have to show it. Some of the stuff might be a little bit weird. Okay, so I hope you're fine with that. It might be a while. I'm losing a lot of frames right now. I'm gonna be. Let me just do something really quick. And, okay, I can't do anything. So if you get frame loss or something, you're gonna have to deal with it because I can't do anything. All right, the next video have I skipped 16 and 15. 15 probably because World Crazy Backup. I wonder what that is. I think it was just when we were doing a lot of stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and do 14. I think this was when Like got his armor. ZW 14. And I can definitely see there is a lot of differences. It's like going in time through a time machine. It will never be the same. Oh yeah, you can see it right there. No government building. The old palace. Like, no farm. This is the New Year's stuff. No time machine. Gordo's house didn't exist. Like, this, everything didn't exist, pretty much. Pretty much just the mob stuff. My house, the sugarcane farm, the map, my base, and the villain's lair. That pretty much stayed the same. And you can definitely see this is what the prison looked like. And we had a Soul Sand Highway. This is pretty much the state that I would probably not want to see it at all. I think this was Adrian's stuff. Yeah, that's his stuff. Oh, and you can see that that was probably the final state of the creeper farm. Because we torn this down like a episode later. I think I got rid of that. This tree stayed the same. Oh, we were doing a raid this episode, of course. Oh, we still had the president stuff too. So that's pretty much that. We did have those trees over there. It keeps on skipping frames. I'm not going to really be able to help with the slowness, so if you see any frame losses or something, blame my Wi-Fi. I have like the worst Wi-Fi in the world. I'm not kidding. Okay, we skipped episode 12 somehow. Oh, we were in the end. Might as well see what we were doing. It is kind of good. Oh, there's a window rose. Yeah, Halloween's over, though. Yeah, there's an end city. I got the end ship stuff. We explored way far out. Like, you can see there's an end ship. And then I think this is like the first end city that I saw. And I was just starting with my netherite set, by the way. Of course, the end doesn't look like this anymore. We did come here a few times and took a lot of the shulkers. I didn't even show you the end. Might have to get to that at some point. There's just a bunch of end ships. This is probably the luckiest spawn yet that I've ever come across. I have seen a lot of more luckier spawns. Of course, here's the end. It probably stayed the same for the entirety of the... Oh my god, look at this. No mob thing. Adrian's... Who the heck is that? What is... I don't recall this. Lykia's house is still here. The farm is looking better. Palace is still here, and this is Adrian's house. Gordo wasn't even on this world, I don't think. This is Little Moo's residence. This is the old house that I had. This is literally what it looked like until it got remodeled, probably like an episode later. We were pretty much making a pumpkin farm. Or I think this was a melon farm. I don't even know. Oh, and we got the pig Lambos. They moved a little bit. Oh, and this is just the map. So tiny. Wait, let's check out the villagers. Yeah, you can definitely see there is definitely an improvement. I think at this point we were just putting stuff here. I don't think we were celebrating New Year's, so that's probably why there's no fireworks here. I think the next episode we did the villain stuff and then we celebrated New Year's just after that. There's no creeper farm. There's just nothing. Like nothing. There's no farm here. There's just the skeleton farm. Probably a little bit of chunk errors. Just a lot of stuff missing, and you can definitely see like his chest monster of a on the road. Like a lot of stuff has changed. Like a lot of stuff has changed since like the beginning. Okay, episode 10 is pretty much just us going to the end. I think we're gonna go to episode 8. Cause they pretty much look the same. Oh, I can definitely see in the thumbnail. You can see that in the thumbnail, right? In the thumbnail, you can see that. And if I stop getting frame errors. Alright, this is pretty much what it was before. Lykia's house, he only had like one story. There is nothing. No, we did have another portal. This is pretty much what it was. No villain area, because this was the episode that the villain made his place. I think it's also different here. And this is when we start the palace. You can definitely see this is where a lot of stuff has changed. Military funding. That does nothing. Yeah, we had stuff in here. We had Pig Step up there. I think most of these guys are dead. I think Adrian lived in there. And then we torn down this place. So he pretty much lost his stuff. Starting year, 1817. And we still have that at the starting year. But once we changed our year system, the starting year has been 2101. You can just see nothing. It is crazy. I think we made this road in episode 6. It is just weird seeing the world like this. All right. I think it's time. We go back. We can go back to episode 5. This was before we had the roads. We didn't have the roads back then. I don't care. Yeah, we didn't even have the updated terrain back then. It's crazy to think that Minecraft updated their terrain generation almost a year ago. And this is probably a state that it has probably not been in for a while. We made the roads and then this place started looking more just more less stuff. And this is where I was working on my base. And this is probably the one nicest and smooth mountain I've ever seen. We had the Nether. We had this. This is probably like it was one of the oldest buildings here other than this one. You can definitely see there's Little Moo, there's Sally. I think the house stayed the same size. This looks like a smiley face. We had no villagers. I think this was Adrian's house. My Wi-Fi goes out again. This is pretty much one build that didn't stay around for long. I can probably feel that frame loss. And ooh, we had the skeleton farm in this. This is probably one of the oldest things here. Of course, the skeleton farm's gonna look a little ugly in this one. Because we had to press a button to get them in. And this is pretty much what it looked like. You can definitely see there is definitely an improvement. I think we even had a snow golem in here. Yeah, we did. It was gonna try and lure him in. This is how you would enable the spawner. And this is what it is. We do have a few pillars around. This is the farm. It did move. We had stuff here. We had a whole cow pit. The wall was starting. Just everything. Just everything's different. Everything in this world has changed. The only thing that probably has not changed is the nether portal. Like, all of this stuff is not here anymore. Even my house was changed. Okay, so if we were to go back to like episode 3. I'm sure we haven't done much stuff there. Actually, I don't care. Keep it on normal. I don't care about a backup. Oh wait, they have a Discord server. I didn't even realize that. We're almost at an hour. I hope you guys are enjoying it so far. We're almost done with this part. So this is pretty much what the world looked like at the start. We had 2 cows. Little Moo was just brought into this world. Here's Sally. They don't have name tags yet. Heck, we don't even have diamond tools yet. This is pretty much our mine. And then I think you can believe it when I say, yeah, you can definitely see that the world definitely changed. Because this was like, you could go over to a mesa biome with this. Now you can't. This is pretty much what the land looked like. There were a bunch of trees. There was I think we put dogs in that. So we can try and get bones before doing anything. We didn't have a skeleton farm. I think this is probably the earliest we're gonna go. This was like recorded on the first day. So yeah. We're gonna now go in and check out the seed world. Let me see if I can find it. Oh my god, we're doing so much. I actually want to see how much has changed from the original. We'll check that out later. Wait, what? Oh, never mind. Oh, and that was just for me deciding something. This is probably going to be the one video I have to edit a lot. I don't think I'm going to even edit it. I'm going to like do a challenge where I have to release it without any edits. Or barely any. So this is the seed world. I always include the seed world in my downloads. You can definitely see this was what the world looks like. So if you want to try and play on this yourselves, the download will be down below along with all of the other downloads to the episodes that we've done. There's going to be a lot of links. I think this is pretty much what it was. It would go out this far and then would hit a mesa biome. Or not. I think it's just generating terrain. Ah, chunk errors. They failed to load in. I have no internet once again. This is... My internet needs to stop. Okay, so... This is what the world looked like when I came into the world. Except the map generation's a little bit weird in this. Just expect errors when downloading this world. Okay? We've joined in this world like this. We updated it like 3 times. This was probably originally a 1.16 seed. Like, this is probably the generation of 1.16 because the structures are probably in the same place. We made this on 1.17 and then went over to 1.18 and then 1.19. And we might even go on to 1.20. But that might be the last update for ZW. Because I might be having to focus on more on school than Minecraft. Yeah, you can definitely see a lot of stuff that is different. I think now would be the perfect time to check out what the old world was before we did the wild update. Because if you were to download the world right now, you would probably, most of the time, if they are after like a certain episode, it will show Zenx World. Oh my, there's a lot of errors. This is pretty much what it was. This is probably like similar to like episode something, I don't know. This was probably the last time we went on this world. I'm probably gonna just leave so I don't cause that many problems. Okay. Alright. I probably did a few copies. Oh, we have rewinds of stuff. I didn't even have to download any. Alright, let's go on to the current one. It's going to be nice looking back and seeing all of that history. Just to note that this video will be coming out on November 14th. And you'll be seeing a lot of history. Of course, you can rewind to any chapter you would like. And probably by the time I upload this video, it's going to be the longest video I have ever uploaded. You can definitely see a lot of stuff that is different. Oh, and also I forgot to mention about the skeleton farm, so let's go ahead and get to there very quickly before I end the video. So, we've changed the world a lot throughout the months and throughout this year. And here is what the skeleton farm is right now. We have the garbage disposal system, and if you want to test any of these things out, of course, you can go ahead and go right down to the description, and you can click on the download link. If this is if it's premiering right now, then you will probably not be able to download it until after I leave this part of the world. So yeah. You can definitely see a lot of improvements. We've done a lot of changes throughout this 1 year on Zenx World. We added street signs, renovated a lot of stuff, and first of all, made this world so that you guys can enjoy it. And a lot of members on this world actually enjoy playing on this, even when they want to try and focus on this more than Liberty. I'm still fine, okay? It is happy celebrating 1 year. Go ahead and eat that cake. And if you guys like looking back on Minecraft Worlds to see what has happened in the past year, like either you made a world like either a year ago, 2 months ago, 2 days ago, even if you made a world like 10 years ago, you always look back on it for history. Like if you're a YouTuber, you might be looking back at old videos and then looking back at old save files and just seeing all the history that you made. Throughout the history that we've made on this world, there has been a lot of accomplishments. We made the sky base, we made everything here. We made everything here by hand, we didn't use any cheats. Nothing. The only cheat that I could probably say is friends. A lot of people came in and helped me out. From Lykia on the first day to Noah on being the most recent. We might even have some future people joining. But right now, I think it's time to end it here. So if you watch this entire video, you probably are a legend. And if you didn't, then wow, you like skipping a lot. Well, anyway, I hope you guys actually enjoyed watching this very long video. It's probably like an hour long. And I hope you guys actually appreciate how much time we spent on this world. We had a lot of people joining in, a lot of people helping, a lot of people making so much interesting stuff. And I would first want to say thank you to some people. I guess thank you to Warm for helping me build the government building. And thanks for building some parts of the Big O farm. And I guess thanks to Lykia for inspiring me to have other people join this world. Even if those people are a little bit unqualified. I guess thank you, Adrian, for moving your house a lot. You moved your house like 40 times. Thanks to Nessa for actually playing on this world whenever she possibly can. And for actually ruling as the monarch with power, with respect, with everything. And thanks to Noah for actually making Burrito's house look better. And for helping me work on the palace. And for actually making a sanctuary. And I guess thanks for Moon for organizing my stuff. Oh, and also thanks Noah for helping me move villagers, even though sometimes some people didn't even help. And also thanks Lykia for getting me a pig Lambo. And Lykia has also been here for the entirety of this world's existence, kinda. Even though he might be out of some videos. Anyway, first, the final thing I should say is thank you for watching. And I hope you enjoyed. I'm gonna be editing this for a while. I hope. I'm sorry, editor. I'm sorry, editor Styles. I can see you screaming. Anyway, if y'all enjoy this video, you know what to do. If you don't, of course, like, subscribe, all that. Anyway, the download links will be down below, and see you later! Did I just record all of that? Oh my god, I can't wait. I need to go to bed. I'm tired, I've been speaking a lot. Jeez. Wait, are you still watching? That's creepy. You definitely shouldn't be watching. You waited this long for me to say bye? You human? Leave! Now!